Welcome to our kitchen. Today we prepare ancient Greek Streptychios artos, a bread recipe by Chrysippus of Tyana, reported in Athenaeus Deipnosophists, composed around the 3rd century. We start with the ingredients. We need flour, olive oil, sourdough, milk, and black pepper. We need 400 grams of flour with 2 pinches of salt, the sourdough, about 30 milliliters of oil, 80 of milk, 170 of water, and a good amount of black pepper to obtain a soft dough. Then we let the dough rise overnight. This recipe is Greek, but we know from sources such as Pliny's Naturalis Historia, that many types of bread commonly eaten in Rome were of Greek origin. This is not surprising, not only because of the deep connection between Roman and Greek cuisine, but also because part of Italy has been linguistically and culturally Greek for a long time. This passage from the Deipnosophists reports a quote from a lost treatise on baking written by Chrysippus of Tyana, where we find the descriptions of different breads, which can be made with hard yeast or with soft yeast. The most common flour for bread, as we read in Galen's De Alimentorum Facultatibus, is white wheat flour. Hard yeast is obtained by kneading millet flour or bran with fermenting must, forming a cake and leaving it to dry so that it can be preserved all year round, as described in Pliny's Naturalis Historia, Palladius Opus Agriculturae, and the Geoponica. The latter book, although being collected in the 10th century, includes texts written much earlier, showing the continuity of traditions over more than a millennium. Soft yeast is sourdough. Pliny explains in detail its preparation, which requires making a dough with barley flour, shaping it into a cake, and cooking the outside while leaving the inside raw. The cake is then left to acidify. An alternative method is to acidify a pulse, although according to Pliny in his time, usually people kept aside a piece of dough from the previous day for leavening bread. For more examples of historical breads, check out the description below. We form simple braids, let them rest for half an hour, and bake them in the oven for about 35 minutes. You can form more complex braids with 3 or more strands, or choose a different shape. Streptychios artos means twisted bread, and from the text we only know that we can use either animal fat or olive oil for its preparation, and that the fats and the milk should be added in small amounts. To learn more about the history of bread, read our book Early Italian Recipes, Cereals, Bread, Pasta and Pies, which collects recipes between the Antiquity and the end of the Renaissance, translated from primary sources. For more information on ancient food, we recommend reading Ancient Roman Cooking. On Patreon you'll find the translations of Cato's De Agricultura, De Re Coquinaria, and Columella's De Re Rustica, as well as several other translations of historical sources and articles about historical food. All the links are in the description below, along with a list of our books and the links to purchase our merchandise and buy us a beer to support our work. This bread was amazing, soft and full of flavor, thanks to the delicious blend of pepper, milk and olive oil. A recipe that deserves to be rediscovered and prepared not only for an ancient banquet, but also to enrich our everyday meals with lost flavors that belong to our past. If you're interested in ancient foods and flavors, subscribe our channel and consider supporting us on Patreon.